What's shaking, folks? We'll wait for a few people to get into the live stream, so I'm not really talking to myself, although I am making this live stream for other people to listen to later. Get some water. I'll be back. All right. Hey, what's shaking, folks? We got someone. We got one person in the chat. All right. We're gonna start. All right. Okay, so let's talk about this Trump assassination nonsense psyop, and I call it the Janus ritual, because that's essentially what they do. The people that rule and reign over us, folks, they all worship Janus, okay? And if you really want to know more about this topic, it's very important that you learn this, especially if you're in the auditing community, if you want to do police audits and hold your governments accountable and stuff like that, is that we're all under this god, essentially, that they worship, okay? So I talk a lot about Switzerland and, the city-states and things like that. Our systems of law, whatever, we're under the Holy Roman Empire, and the Holy Roman Empire, they worship Janus. And Trump is essentially one of the best representations of Janus, if you will. Hold on. So, yeah, essentially, I'm going to share some things with you, okay? And guys, like, when I talk and I share things, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of thinking, and I'm standing on the shoulders of giants here, okay? Like, a lot of the research I do is essentially I listen to a lot of people, okay? A lot of people talk about things, and I know that we're not right about everything, and we're not wrong about everything either, okay? So we have to come together, right, and see what's consistent and what isn't, okay? And so this whole Trump assassination attempt, you can tell, like, what you see right now is being scrutinized. No freaking way, okay, that happened without having some kind of, people out there wanting it to happen, to allow it to happen. And I'm pretty sure and certain of it, because I understand the rituals that they perform, okay? So if you just look at 9/11, hey, how are you, buddy? Hey. Like when you look at the rituals that happen, okay? And when you see these big events like 9/11, okay? So we're going to look at 9/11. And like I said, guys, you got to listen to the Black Sheep researcher, What the Flock TV. Paul Knight has done crazy amount of research on this topic of Janus, okay? And when you look at all the rituals and all these things, you'll see this guy is able to put all the evidence. And there's no such thing as coincidences, folks. And the coincidences that he brings up are crazy. It's wild. It's just like, wow, like you can't even argue against it. I know, I've been trying to, okay? So now if we look at Janus, and if you understand the rituals and the symbols that they use in numerology, things like that, you'll notice that they use the number 11, okay? 11 represents the door, okay? So if you understand, Janus is the god of doorways, transitions, and thresholds. In the beginning was the word of God, and the word is essentially an anagram for door. The word door, D-O-W-R, okay? That actually, the word door, D-O-O-R, comes from D-O-W-R. Now, Paul Knight from the Black Sheep Researcher explains this very well. Like I said, I put his link in my description, so you guys go check him out. I think it's very important that you guys listen to this guy. I'm telling you, he's got so much content that you're going to really appreciate. It's going to open up your mind, literally, okay? Because it's just like this is important. If you're religious, spiritual, anything like that, you need to know this. I'm telling you, this is like if you're missing out. I'm just telling you, like so far, I've done so much research into this, listening to his videos, and then, doing other research on my own. I'm telling you, this guy's on the money. Hi, Kat, I am intuitive detective and spell breaker. That's quite the name. How are you? So essentially what's happened is, when you look at Janus, it's always symbolic. You'll see the pillars. It's always the pillars, the two pillars, okay? So that's why when you go in front of the courthouse, you'll see, truth and justice representing the pillars, the priest, the king, St. John the Evangelist, St. John the Baptist, okay? This is fact, okay? when you go into a courthouse or you go anywhere, you're always going through doors, okay? And doors are very important for energy, okay? If you leave your door open, you'll notice that the energy will change inside your in that room, inside the building. If you leave all your doors open, if you close all your doors, you'll see how the energy changes. Ever notice when you leave, you go from one room to another? Sometimes you'll have an idea in mind. You say, oh, I'm going to get something. As soon as you leave, sometimes you forget, what did I come out here for, right? So things change, okay? That's how it works, okay? In order, when you come into this world, what do you come through? A portal. You come through your mother's womb, okay? You know, the Eucharist is the uterus which the mother utters us into existence, okay? Through the doorway, through the portal, okay? So Trump, essentially, when you look at his coat of arms, if you look at all about Trump, you'll see 9/11 follows this guy. You'll see a lot of times when he's like doing dealings with other world leaders and things like that. There's one time where he's actually exchanging soccer shirts, and you see one had the number 9, and the other one had 11. Okay, so 9 + 1 + 1 = 11. That's why when you call 911, you're essentially calling out to Janus, because chances are you got hurt, you're injured, you need help. Chances are you're probably going to cross the threshold, the doorways into death. And that's why you call on Janus. Okay, so Janus, Jesus, Jonas, Jones, James. Okay, you have the J and you have the S at the end of, you know, the word in the middle, which are God names. So you have J and S, which J is 10, and then you have S, which is 19. So you have, there you go, you have 10, 1, 9, which is 9/11 backwards. So you have essentially the two pillars again. So Jesus is J and S with Esu. Esu is an old god. Then you have Janus with J and S. So J and S, which is Anu, which is an old god as well. So you have the two pillars and the god of Anu in the middle. So Trump essentially is the embodiment, if you will, of Janus. That's why they chose Trump, because he's the many-faced god. He's two-faced. He's playing all sides. Okay. So this whole Trump assassination attempt, I can prove to you that essentially was a Janus ritual. Okay. You can see just the date, 7/13. So July 13th. So you add it up. 7 + 1 + 3 is 11, which is Janus. You look at Trump, text Trump 880022. Add it all up. 8 + 8 + 2 + 2. Okay. So you have to add up gematria style, right? Adds up to 11. So 8 + 8 is 16. And so 16, you have 1 + 6 is 7. Then you have 2, 2. So 2 + 2 is 4. So 7 + 4 is 11. So you ever play the game Hitman? Okay, Agent 47. Okay, the guy is a master of disguise. That's all about him going in, infiltrating, being part of the environment and things like that, and then making it look like accidents, right? Make things look like, oh, this was a natural occurrence, okay? That you get points for actually making the assassination look natural so people don't investigate it, right? So that's the whole thing behind it, right? Is essentially it's all a ritual to Janus, folks. So this whole Trump assassination on the date, just the date tells you, even Trump's birthday, okay, is June 14th, okay? So June, so 6, and then 14, so 1 + 4 is 5, so 6 + 5 is 11. Even his year, 1946, you add it all up together, yeah, he's up to 11. So you have 11/11. Okay, this is not coincidence, folks. Okay, like I don't care like how much you want to believe in coincidences. I don't believe in them. I think it's, you know, these are all things that are being put into place. You know, there's energies behind all of this stuff. And I know this stuff for a fact, okay, because, you know, like I said, guys, I have my uncle dealing in Switzerland. I've known a lot about these things. I've been told things, you know, beforehand that were going to happen because, well, my uncle's in the know. He's in with the, you know, he's rubbing shoulders with the elites, the deep state, which is Switzerland, folks. Okay, that's all it is. Just look at the deep state of Switzerland, the Sisters of ISIS, the land of the Sisters of ISIS. And that's why when you look at the SS, right, the Secret Service has 1919. So 1 + 9 is 10. 1 + 9 is 10. And again, you got the 11. Okay, that's why Hitler had the Secret Service, the SS, which is essentially Janus. You'll see here in Canada, we have CSIS, right? CSIS, which again, you have the cis, and it's all Janus, folks. It's all essentially referring to the pillars. Our Canadian flag has the two pillars with the maple leaf in the middle, okay? This is all referring to Janus, the many-faced god, the god of transitions, thresholds, and doorways, okay? And look, all this transitioning that's happening, you know, this LGBT, LMNOP movement and all that kind of stuff. It's about transitioning our children to be sexually confused and things like that, right? Okay, these are all rituals that they do to get our mind, our human attention, which is the most sought out commodity, folks. I'm telling you, like, this is why they're trying to get us all on the same wavelength as they are, to make their rituals for their intentions to come to fruition. Okay, the human attention, if more people have their attention focused on one thing together, those things tend to manifest themselves a lot easier, and chances are they're going to happen. And that's what they do. So that's why when you saw 9/11, when that happened, it was a ritual to Janus, the two towers, which is the 11, okay, bringing down the towers, okay, that was all rituals to Janus. You'll see that even American Airlines was the plane that, so AA, which is 11, and then you had 92 passengers, which is 9 plus 2 equals 11. New York is the 11th state of the United States, right? It's not a coincidence, folks. Okay, these are all things that, you know, that will tell you. You have to understand the symbolism, folks. I keep saying, I know I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse here, but you have to understand the symbols. You have to understand that the symbols are using how your enemy thinks, right? You know, in Sun Tzu's Art of War, it says your greatest weapon lies within your enemy's mind. Well, if you know who they worship and you understand the God that they do worship, you look and research that, you will understand how they think. Okay, and that's what they do. Okay, so so Janus also refers to your human attention, your conscience. Okay, you have the pillars. There's essentially your pineal gland. Okay, it's all referring to that as the God of many faces, of all things. All these things is just a way of essentially expressing what God is, right? Okay, but what they're doing is perverting it. They're using it against us. They're using, like I said, you know, in law, what they're doing is subverting, converting, and perverting law. They're actually not representing and embodying and representing law. Okay, and that's why I say to people, folks, you got to really understand the symbols, because that's how spirituality works. Is that we have an imagination, a nation of images, and that's how the mind works. That's how conscience works. Is that we create patterns, and we have matter and material that we create, and then that's how we, you know, encourage ourselves. Is like, if I go and start imagining words to express what I want to do in life, I'm not going to be as inspired as if I'm visualizing the actual act. And, you know, like if I want to go camping, if I want to go climb Mount Everest, I'm going to imagine that I'm climbing Mount Everest. I'm not going to write in words and start writing a story about how I'm climbing the mountain and describing it with words. My mind's already able to do that. And words are a way to essentially trying to symbolize what our mind is trying to express, but it's never 100%. It's never complete. There's always left to interpretation, whereas symbols is not. Okay, so I'm doing this live stream right now because I think it's very, 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 very important for you to learn this stuff. Okay, if you're part of the auditing community, this is crucial, because see, our system of law permeates all aspects of our lives. And then if you look, you go to any course, you go under the crown, things like that, you will see that Janus is being expressed under symbols. Okay, that's why when you go to the postal office here in Ottawa, you'll see that there's the two lions at the front of the doors, which represents Janus, the two pillars. Okay, when you see any coat of arms, you'll see that they'll have always two kind of entities, you know, lions, you know, whatever it is that they want to use, which represents the pillars. Okay, in Freemasonry, you'll see all this stuff is expressed in all of that. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this live stream, folks, because I see a lot of people right now from the left, the right, and that's why I tell people don't go left, don't go right, just be centered. Okay, use intelligence. Don't be too intuitive and don't be too intellectual, because those are not going to serve you. You need to have intelligence. You need to have balance in life. Okay, balance between assistance and resistance is the essence of my presence, and it is the substance that makes up all of existence, folks. Okay, so when you understand these things, and you center yourself and you look at all the information, and you stop following people just because those are the people you want to think of as saviors or heroes or whatever, you're wrong. You have to be loyal to truth. Okay, anyone that follows truth, then you can follow it and then say, yes, you know, I'm with you. As soon as that man or woman strays away from truth, your loyalties, well, I'm sorry, they need to be like, hey, sorry, bud, like, I can't be loyal to you anymore because you're not following truth. It doesn't matter if you're my mother, if you're my father, my brother, my sister, my loved one, doesn't matter. Truth is what we should be loyal to. And right now, that's the problem we have, is that there's too many people out there. They're looking for saviors. Okay, they're looking to Trump as a savior. Okay, and that's the whole thing. When you look at Jesus, it's the same thing. J and S with the God Eshu. Look up Eshu. ESU. Okay. This is essentially what they're doing, is that they're trying to get you to focus outside yourself, to focus on people that are out there saying, oh yeah, I got all the solutions and I'm going to change everything. And I, and just follow me blindly and don't worry about all these things. This is all a show. Okay. When you look at Q and all these things and whatever, they're all saying it's a show. You just get your popcorn, enjoy the show, just sit back, relax. No, folks, that's wrong. That's not what the Almighty Creator wants from you. He wants you to get off your ass, show gratitude, and do something about it. Okay? And the best way to get to out there and do something about it is get to know who you are and learn this stuff. Okay? If you're going to sit back and relax and enjoy the show, I'm telling you, you're going to get raked up. Okay? And the other thing I want to share about all this is that, see Trump, what he's doing. There's a story you guys should read. It's called The Torture of Hope by Auguste Villiers de L'Isle Adam. It's quite the name, I know. But essentially, that's what they use. They use hope as a form of torture to get us to become complacent, that eventually when you lose all hope, that's the worst way you can torture someone, is to take away their hope. Okay, and that's what they're doing. See, Trump right now, this guy gives so many people hope. He's putting them out there, saying one thing, does the other. And then you have all these people that still follow in line with this guy, despite the fact that, he's been full of shit on many counts. He hasn't come through on his promises, okay? Which he actually represents the two-face motto so well. Like, when you're two-faced, you're saying one thing to one guy and then something else to other people. That's what Trump is. When the elections came, I'm going to put Hillary Clinton behind bars, blah, 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 blah. And then once he gets elected, that was good before the elections. And now, let's not fucking focus on that, where everyone wanted to see this happen, right? That's when we felt, hey, well, if she's going to be held to account, these scumbags, well, if he's really going to do that, then I guess he is on our side, which he isn't. Okay, folks? Trump, okay, comes from the French, okay, which means tromper, which means to wrong or deceive, folks. Okay? So they're telling you straight up in plain sight, and that's how they do it, folks, right in your face. They're saying look how stupid they are. Look, they still believe us. They're still following us. They're still not getting it that we're playing them. This is a play. This is all just a game. Biden, Trump, Justin Trudeau, all the world leaders, Putin, all of them. If you look at all the flags, Russia has the two-faced birdie bird, which refers to Janus, okay? It's all the same thing. They're telling you straight up in your face, okay, what they are and who they are, what they represent, and what they're out to do. They're not there for you, folks. They don't care about you. You are the most sought-out commodity, is your human attention, and they'll do anything to get it, okay? And they don't care about giving you peace of mind and stuff. What they want is for you to use that human attention, okay, which is your conscience, and then your land, air, and water, your body that's made of land, air, and water, okay, to become whatever good you want to be at, a lawyer, you want to be a military guy, whatever. Well, if they're gonna be able to sway that human attention and your abilities to work for them, you're freeing up time. You're freeing up a lot of things for them, which is the most important thing for them a lot of times is time. Okay, your time and energy. Time, put it backwards. It's emit. Okay, you're emitting energy. You're emitting light. Time is just a way of recording and keeping track of those moments, those past times that you were emitting energy. That's all it is. Okay. So even like when I was telling you about Switzerland, they make the best time, the best watches. And then you look at their initials, it's CH, Confederation Helvetica, which CH is 38, which is 3 plus 8 is 11. Okay. It's not coincidence. Okay, it's not a coincidence. I'm telling you, if you still believe in coincidences, there's nothing more I can do for you. I'm sorry. Do not come on my channel anymore. Okay, because there's nothing I can do for you. Okay, at this point, I'm like getting frustrated, and I can understand why a lot of other people are frustrated, because I see Mark Passio, I got Santos Bonacci. These people have been at it for years, and they're losing their fucking minds right now. Okay, and I can understand, because people are just not getting it. It seems they don't want to. But I'm telling you guys, get fucking right with life. Get on top of this shit. Right now, there's people suffering. There's children suffering. The animals, the world right now, our planet is suffering because of the corporations that are ruled by the Holy Roman Empire, and they worship Janus. Okay? This is the problem we're having that needs to be assessed and addressed. We need to be out there. We need to come together as a community. Stop being divided. We don't have all the answers, okay? Don't get frustrated and angry. As much as I am frustrated and angry, I still keep the love and peace in my heart. I'm still showing kindness and respect and honor towards all men and women out there. Okay. I know we're not going to get it all, but you got to maintain that, because as soon as you start pulling shit like, I don't know if you ever listened to Paul Enslaved. Guy's got a lot of great knowledge, folks. I appreciate this guy. The guy is amazing. Okay? He's got so much great knowledge, but the guy's shitting on people, and he's calling people grifters and pretenders and fraudsters, and the actual people are out there doing something, as much as maybe they're not doing it correctly, but they're still out there and they're learning as they go. And the more that they're out there inspiring other people to come together, we're going to get there. But if I start, shitting on Paul Enslaved, I start calling him names and blah, 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 calling Chile de Castro, oh, he's this. Yeah, as much as I'm critical of people, just because you're critical of them doesn't mean you have to hate them. Doesn't mean you have to get all negative on them. Okay, folks? That's showing true intelligence, okay? To be able to keep the love and peace in your heart and express intelligent ways of reaching out to your fellow man and woman, because we're not perfect. Okay, we've been brainwashed. We've been fucked over hard. Okay, we've lost our way. When you look at all the indigenous, people of the world, all their ways of life were attacked. They destroyed it because they had it. They understood natural universal laws, things like that. They understood that we have a conscience. We have the land, air, and water to work with. We got to make it beautiful. We're here to create. We're here to make it all beautiful and make it accommodating for all of us, not just a few of us to benefit and then the rest suffer. That's not a good exchange, folks. Okay, I'm just gonna read a few comments there. Sorry, guys, I just right now I'm just seeing things going on there, and it's just wild. It's wild. Okay, well, a lot of comments there. Right, here we go. You can call me Cat, short for Cat. Okay, Katanya. Oh, like a katana. All right, Katanya. I like that. You knew it, Eli? All right. And it's funny, you have Eli, El, which is Elohim, which is one of the gods, essentially. And if you look at E, L, it does like a door. Okay? So, essentially, that's why you'll see a lot of El being referred to God, to Janus. That's why we have the great Babel effect. The Babel, which is the shift in our language. So, Babel, L at the end. And then there's the vowel. So, a vow to El. We all made a vow to El, which is Janus, the Almighty Creator, the many-faced God, and so on. Not the Almighty Creator, but the many-faced God. If you even look at Game of Thrones, Arya goes to the city of Bravos to learn how to fight, and then essentially that's the God, the many-faced God. What do we say to the God of death? Not today, all that stuff. You see that she changes her face. She gets to there. His name, the guy that trains her, his name is Jachin Hagar, which Jason, which is one of the pillars, Jason and Boaz. Okay, so, and you see the two doors when she gets there, one's white, one's black, which refers to the two pillars, Jason and Boaz. Did you do Cat? I'm into detectives. Okay, so there's just some emojis. I was born in upstate New York, but grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, near Bethel Park, where the event took place. I'm in Washington State now. Is that right, eh? If you sign in, please hit the thumbs up, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Did I appreciate that. Hey, Did how are you? All right. Let's just read through here. Numbers 47, 45. Trump is also not, exactly. You're on the. See, I like that. See, 45. He was the 45th president of the United States, and now he's going to be the 47th. Okay, so now you have 45. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 7 is 11. So 9 plus 1 plus 1 is 11. So you have, 9/11. If you ever look up Trump, you'll see 9/11 follows this guy everywhere. Okay. It's a shame that the sleeping people have no understanding. Yeah, well, it's the brainwashing is deep, folks. I'm telling you, and that's why we have to be consistent. Our enemies right now, they're not letting up. So don't let up, guys. Don't give up till the day you die. You may lose, and I feel that we're really losing this, but I'm not gonna stop. Okay. Because I know what happens when you don't fucking do the right thing in life. I know what's awaiting for me in the afterlife. I know true justice only comes when I die. That's the only day you're going to face true justice, folks. Okay? You're going to be face to face with your true self. Okay? And that's the problem is people today are disconnected from their true self. Addiction, that's what that is. When you seek things outside yourself to give you reward and pleasure in the world, right? You're disconnected from yourself. I don't really focus. Like the only thing I use for me is I'll use magic mushrooms. I smoke cannabis, but it's not because a lot of times I don't even really need it. I just do it because hey, it's a way to kind of go deeper into myself. That's all it is. It's a tool for me to go and search deeper into who I am, to connect with my true self. And that's why, I have people here in Ottawa. I have friends that are trying to get magic mushrooms to be legalized. They're trying to get which is, legalization is just an allegiance to the Holy Roman Empire. But I'm trying to say is that they're trying to make it so people are not being harassed by our governments because they're simply using this tool, this medicine, to help them reconnect with their true self. Okay, if you ever listen to Gabor Mate, this guy is like one of the leading guys, authorities when it comes to addiction. He's a psychological addiction specialist. This guy talks a lot about this stuff. You really need to look into this guy. But yeah, like that's the problem, is people are so disconnected from their true self. If you believe that Jesus is here for you and that he died on the cross for your sins, you're disconnected from yourself. You don't understand your value. You don't understand your potential. If you're looking for an outside savior to always do things for you you're disconnected from yourself. I'm telling you, you need to reestablish that good relationship with yourself. And that's why a lot of people, they can't be alone with themselves. You ever notice you see people, they get out of relationships and then boom, next thing you know, 2 weeks later, a month later, they're already in another relationship. They can't sleep without the TV off. They always have to keep themselves busy because once they start, looking at who they've become, they don't like what they see. So they run away and then they'll go do some drugs, drink alcohol, cocaine, whatever, all these things, be sexual addicts, workaholics, whatever you want to call it. Okay. But that's what happens, is that you're not in your true self. You're not who you are. You're not who you truly are and who you came to be here. And like I say, you got to know who you are in this world. You got to be who you are in this world. Just like Robert McCall says in The Equalizer. Okay. And those are great movies to watch. If you understand symbolism, you'll understand that, there's Janus rituals being expressed in those movies. Remember the part where he actually, kills those Russian guys there, and he takes the 3 skulls, one to each other, right? And then he goes to the door, he closes it 4 times. Well, the door opening and closing 4 times, 4 represents death. And he's calling to Janus. Essentially, he's saying, well, these individuals are going to be crossing the threshold. They're coming to meet you. Okay? So that's what that was. Okay, and if you ever watch Fuqua there, that's the director of those movies, he's a Freemason. Okay, so these people, they know what's up. Okay, right, so true. Drumpf is his real name. I know. I remember reading that or hearing that somewhere. Yeah, it's like all these words, the root and all that stuff, all come from something, right? I've been trying to show you this channel. He's based in Colorado Springs. By me, it's Jay Dreamers. He does awesome. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, I listen to some of his streams. He's a pretty cool guy. Thank you for all you do. Well, thank you, Steven Martinez. Appreciate you coming by and sharing that with me. Because I always look for people. You share whatever information with me, I'm a very considerate guy. I'll respect it. I'm not one of those guys that dismiss things. It's like, yo, man, you got something to share with me. I appreciate it, and I will look into it. And if I haven't, it's just because I got so much other things. But eventually, I'll get back to it or whatever. But see, the thing is, in my life, what I've come to understand is, I don't ask for God or the Almighty Creator for anything. Okay, what I do is I just put it out there and say, I'm here for you. What can I do for you? JFK, ask not what your country can do for you. Essentially, that's the same thing. That's you've been given so much already. Okay, and now it's up to you to give back and say, hey, I'm a warrior for you. I'm here for truth and justice. I'm going to stand for what's right, what's morally correct. And anyone that goes against those things, I will stand against them, and I will try to be seductive instead of being destructive. And at first, especially, that's what you have to be. You have to be respectful. You got to say, hey, like you're doing something wrong here. Hey, I'm just letting you know, like, watch out, man. Like, like a brother, right? And that's what you got to do. You got to be persistent. And even if they spit in your face and they get stupid, whatever, maintain the love and peace in your heart. As much as it is upsetting, if you maintain that level of control over yourself and not let them bring you down to their level, you're going to have better success. They're going to say, holy fuck, wow, this guy actually, like, I was pretty rude and he's still like, wow, he's still cool to me. Like, that's powerful. Okay. I know I've seen it when I see those kind of things, I just, tears come to my eyes. I'm like, wow, that's powerful. I remember that lady cop in Texas that ended up going to the wrong apartment, and she ended up shooting this man that he's watching the football game. He was in his own apartment. She kills him. And anyway, she was at trial and things like that. And the guy that she killed, her brother, came to testify. And it was so powerful what he said to that lady cop. He said to her, said, I want nothing but the best for you. He forgave her. He said, I want nothing but the best for you. And I was like, wow. This lady, this cop lady, which, you know, when it comes to police, I'm very critical of these people, killed your brother. She was like stupid. Like, I mean, anybody that this would happen to me, I think I would not have I don't think I'd, even right now, I think it'd be very challenging for me to have that kind of attitude, okay? But he was able to be there and say, hey, I want nothing but the best for you. And it's true that even though, you know, these people can do bad things and whatever, you want nothing but the best for them because you want them to come back to reality and be the best that they can be so you don't have to worry about them because we're all stuck together, folks, okay? You're unlimited potential. You're like forever, okay? So it's important for all of us to get along and want the best for one another and help each other along the way. It doesn't matter how heinous the crime is. I know it's challenging. It sucks. But you got to do it because this is for you. It's for your own well-being, your peace of mind. That if you have anger towards people, you're not going to have peace of mind. That's going to fuck with you. It's going to weigh you down. And it's not going to make you the best that you can be. Okay? Hold on, folks. I just got to check a quick message here. I got people relying on me right now. They need me. Oh, okay. Okay, so I got to go, folks. But essentially, I may continue this live stream when I come back. So tune in. Look out for me for part 2. Okay? Thank you. I'm sorry I have to cut this off, but I got people calling on me all the time, and they need me right now. So I'm just going to read a few messages before I go. Paul is hard to listen to. He friggin' yells too much, diluting the message. Well, exactly. Like, you know, to me, it's like I went on his live stream one time. It was a great experience the first time. And then I went on the second time trying to reach out to him saying, hey, we need to work together. And like, he started talking over me. He does that all the time. He talks over people, assumes he knows what people are going to say. And I just tried to say, bud, like, you know, like you need to work on that, whatever. And boom, you should have seen the insults coming from him and his followers. And I was like, okay, dude, like that, you know, I'm not into this stuff. Okay. Like Paul's got a lot of great stuff. Don't get me wrong, but he talks about dealing in equity and, you know, spiritual faith and stuff like that. But when you start berating people that are actually reaching out, giving you fucking praise and you know, the heads up and saying, hey, we appreciate you. And then you start berating them. That's not equity. That's not spiritual faith. That's not rights and freedoms, buddy. Okay. That's being a narcissist essentially. And I know I've seen it in many people. Okay. That get on the scene and they have all this information. All of a sudden it gets to their head. They think there's some kind of guru. And then boom, next thing you know, they're becoming a narcissist. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, be careful with those kinds of people. That's why I always I keep myself humble. You know, I'm not greater than anybody, okay? No one's greater than me, and I try to keep myself on the level here. And if I ever do something wrong, call me out. I'm not going to be like, oh, you know. No, it's like if I'm wrong about something, please tell me. I want to know. I'm one of those guys that want to be proven wrong. Hey, Perry, how are you? Good to see you. Can't handle that Paul guy. No, I know. Like he's got a lot of great information. That's the thing that, you know, I'll always say, hey, guys, do listen to what he has to share. He does have great information, and he does have solutions. Okay, but just, you know, if you're aware that he's like that, then you're ahead of the game. So you can still listen to his information. Just be aware of what he is. And also just reach out and tell him. And if he hears it from his following, say, hey, Paul, you need to humble yourself. If he hears it from like 10 people in his chat, maybe he's going to catch the message and then say, okay, maybe I need to humble myself here, right? So that's what we need. We need to be there for a supportive. It doesn't matter. Even if we're getting stupid, don't give up on people. Okay, don't give up on them. You know, like in our family and stuff like that. Like you know, people piss me off, but I don't give up on them because I love them. I care about them. They're my family. All right, we got to be strong, folks. We got to be strong, right? You got to be fucking strong. I'm telling you, and it's hard, I know, but fucking just, I'm here. Okay, I'm here for you guys. If you need some support, you need some you know, encouragement, things like that, letting you know that I'm out here. I'm out there on the playing field, and because it is a playing field. Okay, they are playing us, so I'm here. And if we work together, fucking right, guys, I'm telling you, we're going to kick ass, okay, in a good way. And then I'm not meaning literally kicking ass, but I mean being seductive and being loving and kind and creating communities that we can actually help other people get inspired to say, hey, oh, look at these people. They're banding together. When they come after one of them, all of them come together, and they don't let no man left behind. Okay, so I gotta go, guys. I gotta do this, but I'll be back on in the afternoon. Okay, sorry, love you guys. Catch you later.